What's up, what's up, what's up, my beautiful, diverse American people? It's Tuesday. We're, just want a quick recap of, exactly what I predicted. You're starting to see it. I said, that, the meeting with Putin on Friday was not a meeting to let Putin know, to tell him what was going to happen. It was a groveling meeting, a bowing to his idol, to his a model of efficiency, of leadership, and to get orders as to what to do next. And he asked Putin what he wanted. He did not have the cojones to tell Putin what was going to happen, as I laid out in my 3-point plan in the other videos. So, and here's the proof, okay? You heard it, you've heard it, if you've been paying attention, you've heard it. The order from Putin was that the next thing he needs to do to destroy democracy and destroy the democratic principle and process is the mail-in ballots. Something that has been proven over and over to be safe, that there is no fraud, that, nothing to do anything, to shift anything beyond what I call Freudian brag confession of thank Elon for knowing the voting machines. I think that is something that really needs to be investigated and is being overlooked. But that's not what this is about. The point is that we're seeing where he's getting his marching orders from. Because the guy who has never had a democratic election in his life, the guy who kills, poisons anyone who even dares to say they want to be the next president in Russia. They die. They get killed. They get eliminated. They get poisoned. This is the guy who he's getting democracy tips from. Because he's parroting Putin's words that you can never have a true democracy unless you eliminate the mail ballots. That is autocratic dictatorship speaking. This is the picture of autocratic dictatorship. And I want to welcome some of you guys. Peachy, what's up? Smitty, Big ERM, Estela, Mr. Coffee, welcome to wake us up, brother. And that's what we need. We need a big jolt of coffee to wake up we the people. That document does not say we the billionaires, we the Christians, we the white people. It says we the people. And as long as it says we the people, we have every right to oppose what's going on. So, the recap is that Putin got a hero's welcome, military flyover for a criminal, a murderous criminal who left here and bombarded Ukraine again. Got a hero's welcome. Got tips from how to destroy American democracy and freedom. And the world leaders, the posse of world leaders that came with President Zelensky, got nothing. They got nothing. They got a lunch. That's it. No military fanfare, no honors. And it tells you exactly where the orders are coming from and the fact that we do not have leadership. We have a Beta Boy Brigade, because I'm going to change that last word I've been using to see if the algorithm doesn't shut it down as much. The Beta Boy Brigade of ignorance and hatred for fellow Americans and for fellow humanity that somehow got control of our country. So, Putin's exact words are what your Beta Boy Orange Turd is parroting. And he's going to sign an executive order on something that they really have no authority to do, because the Constitution clearly states that that states handle the elections, not the federal government. But again, here's the problem with that. That for any of our Constitution to matter and to have any enforcement, yeah, there you go. There's Fox News. Don't put their name, just user 9090. Black on black crime is the real problem, but let's worry about another country. But white on white crime is the number one murder stat in this country. They don't know that. They don't want you to know that. They want to fear black on black crime. That's what we want to focus on, because that's the distraction. They don't care about pedophilia. They don't care about criminals destroying the Founding Fathers' vision of a democratic constitutional republic built on freedom. That's it. Built on freedom. So we're seeing exactly what I said early Friday before the meeting ever happened, that was just to find out what Putin wants, and they're going to enact what Putin wants. So I'm glad. I'm so proud. Bravo to President Zelensky for coming with an entourage of leadership that neutralized the Beta Boy Brigade of ignorance and hatred. It neutralized them completely. It showed that they have no cojones. And now we may actually achieve freedom. And watch my video. Like I said, there's a 3.3 option plan where it's only 2 options. The third option is exactly what Russia doesn't want and exactly what they should get if they do not agree to either option 1 or 2. You'll see it is in my other videos. So God bless you guys. God bless the American people. Yeah, I do worry about Section 8 neighbors. I worry about every single American. I worry about every single one of you, because I love every single one of you. I don't care if you're on Section 8 or if you're living on Skid Row or if you're a veteran who's being dragged out of your tent by Beta Boy bitches who put you there in the first place, by denying your medical coverage, by denying you the support that you deserve for risking your life to protect our freedom. So yes, I do worry about the Section 8 neighbors. I do. I worry about every single American. And I love every single American. So your little Beta Boy barking chihuahua attempt at an insult is more empowerment, because our Section 8 neighbors need to be able to empower themselves. Because a lot of those HUD regulations don't allow people to empower themselves. They lose their benefits if they try to start a business. They lose their benefits if they get a better job, instead of continuing to support them so they can lift themselves by their bootstraps, like the Beta Boy bitches like to say. Oops, I said the wrong word. Beta Boy Brigade. Because they're just barking chihuahuas that fear everyone. And most of all, you ladies know this, they fear women. This is all to subjugate and destroy the freedom that our beautiful mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, girlfriends have had to fight for, that their grandmothers and great-grandmothers fought for, their freedom. Because beta boy bitches want to control what they don't understand.
I don't fear, I fear everyone. I fear the languages I don't understand. Get them out of the country.
It's cowardness. But that's not why I went on here today. I just went on to cover what's going on. They're continuing to violate the Posse Comitatus, which is the law that prevents military use on American soil. And that is a perfect example of disrespecting and the lack of respect for our Constitution. For any of the protections to work, for any of the checks and balances to work, there has to be a protection and a respect of our Constitution. And they don't respect that. They don't respect our Constitution because it means we the people. It means all of us, whether they like it or not, whether they want to admit it or not. Because the Founding Fathers built this nation on one concept, and only one concept. Freedom. Freedom of the individual to live your life how you choose. See, there you go. Religious mumbo jumbo. Because in a diverse nation, and in the Founding Fathers document, they enshrined freedom of religion. They did not set out to build a Christian nation like they're trying to shove down your throat. They did not. There's plenty and plenty of their quotes, of their documentation, that they went out of their way to not build a Christian nation. They went out of their way to build a nation where you are free to be a Christian. That's a big difference. And because white Christian churches have been preaching ignorance and hatred as Christian godliness for decades, a vast part of the population actually believes that. If you believe in freedom and you are not woke. Really. You have no concept that the Founding Fathers' sole purpose, who's this, Dylan? Their sole purpose was to build a nation on freedom. That was it. If you take the time to read a little document called the Declaration of Independence, okay? A little document written by a handful, a small group of talented men, writers, artists, inventors, who wrote a Dear John letter to King George and said, bro, you ain't right. You ain't right. This isn't what we want. We want a nation built on freedom. And they took on the most powerful army on the planet and succeeded to build a nation on freedom. It's enshrined in the document, freedom of religion and the right to pursue happiness how you choose, not how a small group of beta boy brigade want you to live your life. That's not freedom. So if you don't believe in freedom, you're in the wrong country. Because freedom is what built this nation. And freedom and those four little words that they want you to ignore, that they want to minimize, that they want to reduce. We the people and united. United. We need a president directly out of we the people. And for those of you that don't know, I'm George Delara. And I want to be your next president. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a career politician. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a communist. I'm not a socialist. I'm an American. Period. And if you want, for the first time ever in this country, a president who is by the people and for the people, you will get behind real Americans. You will get behind someone like me, someone who is the American people by blood. Because my DNA proves that I am white, black, Latino, Native, European, African, South American, Central American, European, Middle East. I am American diversity. And every ecosystem on the planet, every natural environment, the healthier they are, the more diverse they are. They are healthy because of their diversity. And as far as I know, human beings are part of nature. So denying our diversity is denying our nature and denying nature itself. So how can there be any kind of intelligence behind the ignorance that says that diversity is a bad thing? Only beta boy, jealous brigade, barking chihuahuas who fear everyone, including our beautiful, talented, remarkable queens, our women, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our granddaughters, because that's who they fear most. That's who they want to subjugate. I'm telling him, Jeff. I'm trying, my brother. Problem is, the algorithms are owned by the same oligarchs. So they're not going to spread the messages of people like myself. So, Jeff, it's up to you guys. It's up to we the people to spread the voices of independent Americans. We the people are the rightful masters of both the courts and the Congress. Not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who would pervert our Constitution. And we see a daily perversion of it, guys. We see a daily perversion. This man did not know his oath that every president takes to protect the Constitution. He didn't know if that was his job. That's not a leader. That's a follower who needs lawyers. I love lawyers. Some of my best friends are lawyers. But their jobs, it's not to craft laws. It's not to protect laws. It's not to craft, design, build, protect. Their job is to pervert, distort, manipulate laws for the benefit of their clients. And that's what we're seeing. And that's exactly what's happening with the mail-in ballots. They got the best lawyers, the best criminal lawyers, trying to pervert, distort, and manipulate our laws to impose their mumbo-jumbo, techno, religio, this dictatorship that ends the Founding Fathers' vision of their nation being a beacon of freedom and democracy. Because freedom was their only purpose. Freedom was the only thing that drove them to take on the biggest army in the world. So it's up to us. It's up to us, we the people. My grandmother used to say, con un pueblo no hay quien pueda. That means with an entire nation, nobody can overcome it. And that's what we have. We have an entire nation of immigrants, built, supported, manufacturing, built by immigrants. Because my mom was a proud member of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union. That's why I support unions. All right? We the people. We the people are the rightful masters. And I keep repeating that. And I keep repeating that because I want you guys to learn that and to understand that it's not a president, it's not a Senate, it's not a Congress. That is our government. It is us. And that is what all these attacks on the voting process is. That is what all these attacks on your ability to vote, to decide our governance, which is democracy. Democracy is the people's running their future. The people deciding the road that their country, that their nation, that their lives take. And when dictatorship takes hand, it's a small group of malevolent ignorance that is making the decisions. So we know better. We're going to put an end to that bullshit. We the people need a president directly out of we the people. We need a president who has lived the American struggle, who knows how hard it is to make your car payment and insurance payment and pay your rent and put food on the table, despite your idiot husband, despite the obstacles of your job that is not letting you put in 40 hours. Because all of this bullshit of the big horrible bill about no tax on overtime and no tax on tips. How many people actually work overtime? How many people even get 40 hours anymore? So it's bullshit. The tax on tips, it's capped at $25,000. And they raise everything around you. They take all your benefits. They take everything else that you need to survive is taken away from you. So what did you gain out of that? Nothing. It's autocratic dictatorship, guys. And we ain't gonna have it. We ain't gonna stand for a few beta boy barking chihuahuas to tell free Americans how to live your lives. So we need a president who is directly out of we the people. No more career billionaires. No more corrupt billionaires. No more career politicians. I don't even think it should be a lawyer. It should be one of us. Someone out of we the people that's going to tell the lawyers what to do, not ask them how to get away with my crimes. There will be none of that. My only devotion, my only love, my only passion, my only concern is you, the American people. That's it. We need a president for the first time ever to put the American people before corporate interest, before private interest, before religious interest, before foreign interests, before special interests. We need a president who is by the people and for the people. And that's what I offer you. I'm not a billionaire, not a career politician. Truth is, I don't want to do this. Truth is, I consider myself to be a bridge to the younger generation. Because I'm 65 years old. By the time the election comes around, I'll be 68, 69. So I don't want another 4 years after that. I don't. I don't. That's not what this is about. This is about putting an end to ignorance and hatred and becoming a nation that leads through intelligence and love for you, the American people. We're going to start there. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're rich or if you're poor. I don't care where you came from. I don't care how you came into the country. I care that you love this country, which is what I grew up understanding. And my generation understood, because for a short period of time there, we were learning to love each other. It didn't matter who you were, what color you were. It was an age of trying. We were striving to love each other. It was past the civil rights, before September 11th, where hatred and ignorance were weaponized against you. There was a small slice of American life where we, the people, were learning to love each other. We were proud to say that we were the melting pot of the world. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful, bro. You go neighborhood to neighborhood, city to city, you'd see the beautiful diversity, the different foods, the different restaurants, the different smells, the different music, the different sounds, the different languages. It was beautiful. Now, you can go state to state, city to city. The only crap you're gonna see is an outdoor shopping mall, like George Carlin said. Garbage, the same franchises, the same names, the same toxic food, the same bullshit in every supermarket, in every town, in every neighborhood, there is no diversity. Those things are gone from the American landscape. And it started after September 11th. We were attacked. It was a horrible day. We lost that knowledge, that confidence we had. We got attacked. And some of you might have not been born then, guys. That's why I want to speak to you guys, the youth, because I'm not a president for the older generation. My brain isn't old. I'm 65 years old and I can still hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I can still strike out 90% of you guys out there that play baseball. And I'm an old man. I'm not going to question that. But I'm here for you. Omar, I will never stop fighting for you, Papa. I will never stop fighting for the American people. Because I got nothing left. I got nothing else to do than to love you guys and want to make your country something you can be proud of. Something that the world looks up to. Like we've been, like we should be. Like the founding fathers envisioned when they took on the biggest army on the planet and told their version, their King George, you ain't right, motherfucker. We want freedom. And our version of King George is trying to destroy every freedom you have. They're trying to take it away. These little, what I call martial law light takeovers of democratic cities. Everyone, coincidentally, not coincidentally, with a black mayor, are part of a bigger plan. Their goal is to postpone the midterm elections. It's in Project 2025. It's part of the dictatorial, authoritative playbook that they're following. And if they get to do that, because you saw they're trying to postpone, they haven't gone there yet, but they're trying to cheat by the, quote unquote redistricting, which is just media speak for cheating. It's a legal protection. And they can't call it what it is, which is cheating. Because I worked for the organization that does the study and the research and the hard work of going into communities where law enforcement doesn't have the cojones to go into, that decides the data, the actual data that shows the changes in the communities that allow for the redistricting legally. This in the middle of a census, in the middle of a 10-year period, is cheating. Don't let them gaslight you or tell you anything else. The media is complicit, so they're not going to call it what it is. It's cheating. So they're doing everything to affect the vote. When they saw that Gavin Newsom showed cojones and said, yeah, you're going to do it, we're going to neutralize your ignorance and hatred. We're going to neutralize your cheating. Because I have the cojones and the intelligence in my population to do the right thing for our democracy. When they seen that that's not going to work, now Putin came in and gave the next orders and said you have to go over the mail-in votes, which pretty much disenfranchises a good part of the senior community that cannot get to the polls, the disabled community, the working community that jobs won't allow you to go out and vote. So it's an attack on your freedom, attack on your ability to self-govern. They don't want you to self-govern. They want to dictate how you live your life. And that's fucked up. That's not what the founding fathers envisioned when they went up against the biggest army on the planet and sent King George a Dear John letter and told him, go fuck yourself, dude. This isn't what we want. And that's why you, every one of you guys, Omar, Charleston, every one of you guys are the keys to your freedom, to your future. I just want to be the bridge. I just want to clean house, get all these beta boy bitches back in their place, and let them know we're not their enemies. In fact, we're the ones who built this. We were here before them, and we'll be here after them. So we the people. We the people. 3 little words they don't want you to have in your psyche. The 3 little words that they want you to gloss over. And I'll post the graphics when I chop this up of Franklin Delano Roosevelt saying, we're the government. We, the people, are the government, not a president, not a senator, not a Congress. We, the people. And we need to enforce that. We need to show these little beta boy barking chihuahua brigade that we, the people, run this bitch. We, the people, are the rightful masters. Every one of us. every color, every nationality, every cultural background are we the people. And I want to be your next president. My name is George De Lara. I want to be your next president. My long hair, that's tribute to my native roots. And I will post my DNA that for the first time ever, you have the opportunity to elevate a president directly out of we the people. Someone who's not a billionaire, not a millionaire, not a career politician, not a lawyer, not a communist, not a Democrat, not a socialist, not a Republican, not a libertarian, an American. Period. And you will determine and decide what mechanism puts you, the people, in charge of our country. Here's a little tidbit I'm gonna just throw out here to you guys. I haven't said this before, but I think it'll go a long way towards our future. And you know how Beta Boy wanted to change the name of a Gulf of Mexico, right? Something that is international waters, that he really has no jurisdiction, authority, anything, any right to change the name of. He wanted to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to do something a lot more logical and a lot more beneficial to all the American people. I'm going to change the name of the White House to America's House. That'll be my first executive order. America's House will no longer be referred to as the White House. Because these beta boy bitches tend to think that that is skin color related. So we're going to put an end to that. I'm going to put an end to that. That is America's House. And we're going to call it America's House. It will forever be known as America's House. And again, one of my crazy and impossible messages that I've put out there, which I don't see why we can't do it. America, we the people, own that house. It's not his house. It's not the occupant's house. It's our house. So why can't we evict them? We need a lawyer with cojones to draw up eviction papers that we can easily get 1 million signatures in support of. And let's have the sheriff evict his ass. It's worth a shot. It's a crazy and impossible, simple solution. And once he's out of the White House, what can he do? Once he's out of our house, out of America's house, what can he do? How good of a follower, because he's not a leader, how good of a follower can he be? I don't think much of. So we the people, guys, I love you. I love every single one of you. My name is George De Lara, and I want to be your next president. Not a corrupt billionaire, not a career politician, not a lawyer. I've had businesses go as far as I could take them within the resources and support that I could generate. It's not about falling ass backwards into wealth and calling yourself a genius just because you have the wealth that somebody else created and you can buy cool companies doesn't make you a genius. Just because you can buy things with money that others gave you It doesn't make you a genius. In fact, it makes you a beta boy follower. So we need a president with cojones. A president directly out of We the People. A president who's going to put America on the top like we belong. As the beacon of freedom to the entire world.
Not a pathetic, cowardly little white beta boy bitch regime of fear and ignorance.
We the People. I love you guys. Gone long enough as always. I'll cut this up and chop it up and I'll post the whole thing on the YT-TUBE one. Should you guys want to watch the whole video. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the American people. God bless our beautiful American talented diversity that they fear most. And don't worry, ladies. I was raised by an alpha woman. I do not fear women. I love women. And I'm going to make sure that you are in charge of your lives. All right? I was raised by alpha women. I do not fear alpha women. I love alpha women. I do not want to subjugate. I do not want to take your right to vote away. I do not want you to become some trad idea of an abused, subjugated female. Those days are long gone, and you're not going to be dragged back to it. So support independent candidates and support people who want to lead through intelligence and love for you, for the American people, for our beautiful American diversity. It's nothing to be fearful of, something to be proud of. God bless you guys. We the People, crazy and impossible.